And okay, welcome to Transport Fever 2. I'm going to try and do something new that I haven't done on the channel yet. We're going to do I don't know, I guess we'll call it a playthrough or a let's play or something. It should be fun, especially considering I just got this game a couple days ago and I'm still learning some of the mechanics, but I've done some playing around in some other worlds and I think it'll be good. So we just loaded up a brand new world. The year is 1850. It's January 10th. I have it paused right this moment. And we're just gonna take a look around, jump right into this, and see what might be a good place to start. So I'm gonna scroll around here, take a look at what industries we have, what towns we have, and see exactly what we can do to get started. I just want to point out, as I was scrolling around, considering everything going on in the world right now, there is a town called Corona. There is a town called Corona. Oh, we are so keeping that name. Let's see. So we have an Odessa over here. Of course, Corona was back there. Winston-Salem, okay. We've got home of Florida Man. Tampa's over here. We've got Carrollton, okay. Some interesting town names for sure. Pasadena, okay. That sounds Spanish. I'm open to changing some of the town names, so we'll change some. Elizabeth, Palm Bay, lots of Florida going on, it looks like. Little Rock, Madison, Jacksonville, lots of Florida. We got Denver, and what? Escondido. Yeah, I'm okay with changing some of these names. That's something that we'll have to work on at some point. Any name suggestions, put them in the comments section. Also, if you end up watching this through and like it, go ahead and put that in the comments too. Let me know that you did, and I might continue with this for a while or for the whole thing. We'll see what happens. So, as much as I would like to start in Corona because of what's going on right now, it's not a very convenient place to start at all. However, I did find what I think might be a decent place to start. We've got Madison and we've got Jacksonville, and we've got some good industry in the area too. So we have an oil well, and we actually have a refinery nearby too, so we can very easily get a supply chain going from there to the refinery to make us some money. And not too far away, we have the Palm Bay fuel refinery too. So at some point, we could get a railroad set up going from the refinery over to make fuel and deliver it right next door to Palm Bay. And there's actually a lot of towns, Jacksonville too, that use fuel. There's also one over there, and another whole oil setup very close by here. That might be good. There's also a forestry here and a sawmill not too far away. So we've got some good industry opportunity, and these two towns are pretty close together, so we should be able to get a pretty cheap railroad put in between the two to make us some early bucks. So just getting myself started, I put a road depot here in Madison, and we're gonna go ahead and get ourselves a trucking route set up for this little forestry area. We have 5 million to start with, and I say trucking very lightly because, well, it's 1850. We don't exactly have trucks yet. So we're gonna be using a horse and buggy. And if we go over to the depot here, oh, that's right, I gotta make sure I make a line. We're gonna go new line, and we're gonna grab there to there, and that's all it has to do. And let's see, that one's named Madison Halt. Just make sure we'll do load there and unload it there. And I could specify, but I don't really need to. And we'll name this Madison, if I can actually spell it right. Madison Forestry. That should be good enough for now. Might have to update the names once we get a lot going on, but just make sure that we do indeed grab the cargo one and maybe 8, 10. Let's see, carry 4 each. We'll start with 10, see what happens. There we go. And if I actually unpause the game, they should start rolling out. Perfect. And they will make their way, hopefully, to the forestry right away. And we should see, yep, we got logs popping in. Perfect. So since that is active, let's put a railroad in. So I've got stations in. I'm just using a single platform, like the, what is it? 120 meter, the second smallest size, because the trains in 1850 aren't exactly that massive. And we're gonna go ahead and start getting the actual tracks built. Jacksonville is over there. We don't have to go too far, so it shouldn't be too much money. And one thing that I do want to do is I want to plan for this railroad to be double track right away, because I'm sure it'll be helpful to get 2 trains running simultaneously. And at some point we will have, hopefully, if we don't end up losing all of our money and going bankrupt, a full railroad system built. But for now, I'm just going to do what we need to do to get by. So at some point I'm sure this will be connected to a massive rail network. They make double tracking extremely simple. I love how easy it is. You're dragging the track and it'll snap next to the track that you already have placed down. So double tracking is the easiest thing, and placing junctions are just the same perfect. Now we will want signaling. We'll make this one way, and we want that way, and we want that way. And that should do it. That'll cover 2 trains. If I need to add more, I can. And let's see, we'll want a depot. Let's put it over here by Madison, just because that's where our road depot is too. And I want to put it back here, because I want to be able to build a Y coming out of it so that we can access it from both directions. That shouldn't be too tight of a curve. Nah, that'll make it. So we'll go there, and we'll go there, and just because, let's do so that it can access both tracks. We don't need it on that side because we got the signal. And actually, damn, now that I put it there, I don't really want to get rid of it, but I'm gonna move the signal back there. Yeah. And I'm gonna do one that's not one way there. And that should cover us. And I don't want to get rid of it because I already wasted the money to put it there, but whatever. That should cover it. Yeah, that should cover it. Okay, let's get ourselves a train and see what happens. So, don't have too much to choose from, although we do have a good amount of freight stock already in 1850. We only have 1 locomotive, so it's kind of obvious what we're going with. I'll just... Actually, you know what? Let's go with... Make it blue? Yeah. We'll see what blue looks like. Not like I can really adjust it anyway. Let's see. These I'm just going to keep standard color. And how much is that? What's the capacity? 14. Can I do 2 cars? Ooh, that's $1 million. Let's do 1 car for now. That's it. Really? Yeah, I guess we'll do 1 car for now. And we're gonna have to call that good. And there it is. Don't know how I feel about the way that the blue goes on, though. I thought it was gonna be a blue boiler. But that'll have to do, and actually, it's going to Jacksonville first. Okay. That's fine. That one should wait at the signal until the other one gets to Jacksonville. Looks like our lumber's on the way, so hopefully we're going to make some money off of that soon. Okay, before we run out of money, I'm going to go ahead and get a bus system set up, which is, of course, going to be horses. Okay, we have our first arrival in Jacksonville with our Pullman wagon. Pullman wagon. And there's nobody on it. Fantastic. Making tons of money. It's exactly what we want to see. Okay, so now that that's there, this other train, yup, it's on its way. And we do have somebody waiting to go to Jacksonville. We have one person waiting. Well, better than nothing. Hopefully that makes us some money. Okay, where's our Sawmill Parade? So the Sawmill Parade is just arriving at the Sawmill now. We can turn the game speed up a little bit here. We'll go ahead. We'll turn it all the way wide out. Okay, so they're coming in. It looks like they're making us some money. How much do they make when they come in? 10 grand and it's full. That's not too bad. And they'll be just running back and forth the entire time. Now, we don't have anywhere nearby that we can actually send the wood itself. The sawmill's way back there. So I'm not too concerned about that. There is a tool factory back there, but it's quite a ways away to get something else set up at the moment. Sawmill is making plenty of wood, though. Plenty of wood. Actually, let's go ahead and let's see. I think I have 10 out there right now. So let's run 18 on that line. Why not? Forestry. I also have a couple more lines. I have a downtown line. So I set up a couple bus stops for the carriages, and of course ignore the fact that we have a modern bus stop in 1850. But we do. Also, is the date? Oh, the date was paused. Well, that's not any good. Let's put it at quarter. Yeah, quarter, because that's still pretty fast. Because we'll be doing a lot of this early time and 4 times speed anyway, so that'll even out. Okay. So yeah, I have one of these in each town, just because the station doesn't reach these houses out here, so just to help that a little bit. Now, that's not too far, and I have a depot here, so I think I can afford to do this. We have loans if we need them. Put one there, and we're taking it to the refinery. There. And now we'll make a quick line between... If I actually click on new line, it would help. There we go. And we're gonna call this Jacksonville Oil, because that's all it has to do. And we'll grab, I don't know, it's a longer trek. Do 18 again. That seems to be a good number. And we'll do Jack's Oil. And there we go. The horses are on their way. Looks like they're at the Kentucky Derby. We haven't. Oh, a train just pulled in. And there's 6 people on it. Awesome. We're gonna start making some money on the railroad. Beautiful. And hopefully... Oh, there's a lot of oil there. Okay. Hopefully, because we're losing some, but it's loading up faster than we're losing, so there should be enough to let all these guys load. So we're out here at the Madison oil well, and as you can see, kind of losing a bit of money, but we're actually going to start gaining here in a moment. I do see this is the worst line right now. The railroad's not making much. That should change once the passenger number gets up there. But this line here is actually serving 3 places, so this is a full line, because I noticed these aren't far away from each other at all. The well is right here, and the refinery's here, and then the fuel refinery is here, and they're all in a pretty good line too. So we've got this line going to all 3, and we've got oil up the ass. So we don't have to worry about running out of oil anytime soon, that's for sure. Especially with these horse and buggies that can only carry 4 each, and we've got 200 sitting here waiting to go. Once again, 18 on this line, and the first deliveries have already made it. In fact, this one already made its delivery, and this one has already made a delivery and picked up some oil. We've already made oil, and that oil should now be heading to that other refinery to be made into fuel. So this should be a nice chain here, and we should be getting some good profits in here really soon. We can see this number is already coming down pretty good. So we'll see how that goes once this runs for a bit. In the beginning, a lot of this game is just sitting and waiting to make money. By the way, we are now turning a profit. And we are coming up out of debt here, which is fantastic. So we are now turning a profit, and that's because our Madison oil line is now starting to make fuel. So we should be doing pretty good here. And even the railroad is starting to make money. Beautiful. Every single line is profitable. That is exactly what we'd like to see. And the railroad is running at about full capacity. It does... Oh, I don't mind if it dips down negative 45 grand for a little bit, and once it gets up over 100,000, that's good. So yeah, we'll sit and wait a little bit longer, just let these lines run and rack up a bit of cash, and hopefully at that point we can get something else set up here and make a bit more money. So as I sit here and kind of watch everything happen and watch the money start rolling, I'm kind of looking off at the town of Coronavirus in the distance, and I noticed this little setup right here that is kind of interesting. We have farms here, and we have a food processing plant here, and both Little Rock and Englewood next door want food. I think I know what our next investment is going to be. I was just thinking about how I can cut a corner and maybe get the stop set up over here and just run all of the vehicles out of the Jacksonville depot, but it would take them like an hour just to get to the line, and time is money. So I'm gonna have to build a depot, and I'll probably put it halfway between the two towns. Then I can kind of use one depot for both and pay for a little less infrastructure. But I gotta wait for more money to come in the account first. That moment when you're just sitting here waiting for this light to turn blue so that you can buy a couple carriages. By the way, $4 grand a year, these are relatively expensive when you're just starting out. Doesn't seem like it though. Oh, I missed it. We almost got it. So I've got the wheat trucks, I say truck very lightly, on the way to start at least this part of the transfer. I have a different line that'll actually do it into town because I want this to run as frequently as it can. And I just noticed something. I was thinking about building a couple roads to make it a shorter travel, like here and then here. And I just noticed something. So if I go, let's say here, it's just over 215,000 to build a road. And if I'm gonna build a railroad, same distance, it's 139,000. A railroad is a lot cheaper. Now, granted, you gotta have 2 tracks, so multiply that by 2. But you can have 1 track, and you can just do like passing sidings, especially this early in the game when your trains are yay long. But seriously, a road, and this is a basic dirt road, as basic as it gets, they're the same roads that are going all over the map, is more expensive than a railroad. That is sad. Let's see how this looks. Okay, so the Jacksonville oil line dropped down for a little bit. So the lines kind of do this. If they drop down, it's because all the vehicles are going one way. Because the only problem with this Jacksonville oil is they only make a profit when they're delivering. So when they go from the refinery all the way down here to pick up and all the way back, they're not making anything. But overall, the line does turn a small profit, so it's profitable enough. And the railroad is actually doing very well. Madison, you can see the downtown lines are doing okay. They're not making much, but a little bit. Jack's downtown is kind of dying, but there's some people. Madison Oil is doing decently, and it should, because from here back to the well they're not making anything, but from the well to here they make a delivery, and from here to here to make a delivery, so that should keep building up money decently. Haven't used any loans yet, and we're pretty much in the positives now. And now we're getting somewhere. This must be, I don't know, something's... Oh, okay, so a lot of these are delivering to the sawmill right now, so that's going to make us some money. And we have our first wheat deliveries coming in too, so that'll bring some more money in. So we should see the wheat transfer start turning a profit here. Everything's going well. In fact, we're getting some more money. I am going to buy some more. Let's see, we have 8 on the transfer. Let's do 8. And we'll go Little Rock as a shorter run. So we'll go to Little Rock. And they should pop out. They should come over here, pick up food, and head downtown. Hopefully they actually come and get food first and don't waste the trip going downtown. That would suck. Okay, good, they are. So we should start getting some decent money as we deliver food into town. And we're still turning a good profit. I might be able to buy 8 more and actually get our Inglewood transfer going. We'll see. If that gets up to 170, I'll just say screw it and do it. Go big or go home. Anyway, we'll look out here. Everything else is still running good. Downtown's running good. How's the trains? Trains are running good. What is the actual, like, how fast are these trains going? Oh yeah, those are rocket trains. Those are... Japan would be ashamed of this train. Look at that high-speed train. Actually, we're gonna have a train meet here. Let's watch this. That was beautiful. I like how you can... They actually put the people inside. I like how you can see that. That's cool. There's a surprisingly good amount of detail in this game. I really like it. I play City Skylines a lot. So, well, I mean, not right now because every single one of my cities got corrupted by the most recent update. But besides that, City Skylines is similar and fun. So I play that a lot. So this is a really nice transition to focus more on the actual transport versus the city side itself. It's a nice transition. And the good news is that means I'm already used to games like this, so it just makes getting into how this game works a bit easier. And yeah, see, that's the problem with a line like this, is they only make a profit when they're actually making a delivery. I know that. You're gonna tell me that, and it's gonna be something that I can't even afford or would want to. Upgrade the street with tram tracks. Oh, actually, that's a good length of street, and that's not expensive for a tram. That's not too bad. I've used trams before. That's something we might have to consider. I don't know what's gonna be. I'm feeling Odessa, and maybe not so much Winston. It's kind of off to the edge. This is kind of centralized. And oddly enough, Corona is a little central. I feel like Odessa is gonna end up being a big, actually, Little Rock too. Little Rock and Odessa are probably gonna be big transfer hubs, because Little Rock accesses this whole area, and you can access this whole area once you're across the river from Odessa. So I think those are gonna be our 2 big interchange points, like the railroads and stuff, once you get all that built up. And Corona's probably gonna be decent enough. I mean, there's a couple decent mills and factories near there too. Plus I want to build up Corona because Corona, it's just funny. Okay, how are we doing down here? Let's see, wheat transfers on the way back. We're about to get some deliveries into town, so that should be good. And let's see here, the sawmill looks like it's running good enough. Got all of our fuel deliveries coming in, so they're gonna hopefully keep turning us a profit. Madison, or no, I thought Madison Downtown was one losing money. The Little Rock food is losing money? Do these guys have food on board? No. So the mill didn't make food quick enough for them to pick it up. Oh, there's no food waiting here. Okay, that should change here as soon as these guys arrive. So I guess that first run is going to be dry. Oh well. They're going to get 2 food for like a minute. Sorry, you guys are going to starve. At least the rest of these towns aren't starving. You know, that's a good question. These, like, Inglewood and Little Rock need food. Jacksonville needs food. What about Madison? Or Odessa or Corona? Like, why don't these guys... I mean, Corona, I don't know why they don't need food because they're all dying, but that's beside the point. Why don't they need food? Like, these guys need construction materials and tools. They don't... Do they just not eat in this town? Is there just no eating? There's a... Is that a pub? Wilson Bros... No, harness maker. Sadler... Brookfield Goods. Central Market, so they have... I guess it's just because they have food already. Do they have a market? See, I know it's all just random and I'm looking at stuff that's useless, but I'm just curious at how all that works. No, they got industrial over here. It's pretty neat, though. But I would assume that a lot of these places would want food, at least a lot more, because, like, there's 3 right in our view that don't. But anyway, let's see if this gets us any further here. Well, as we take a ride and listen to a railroad crossing bell from a crossing that doesn't even have lights or bells because bells weren't invented yet, I think we're going to call episode 1 done here. And there's a beautiful shot of the train going by. This is a really neat angle. I love the animation. They put a lot of detail in this game. Also, that train is kind of on the... Oh, okay, it's probably crossing over there. That's fine. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it a wrap so that this doesn't drag on forever. Like I said, I'm going to do a couple episodes here. We'll see if everyone likes it, and if this is something that you guys want to see more of, let me know in the comments, and I will be happy to make more. I enjoy this game, and I'm going to play it anyway, so I might as well record it while I do it, and you guys can go ahead and follow the story of this world, country, whatever we want to call it. Like I said, it's a neat game. The graphics... Whoa! Pretend we didn't do that. The graphics are amazing. Besides that, we can see that we are holding on to absolutely nothing, and these horses are probably plopping on our feet, but hey, it's 1852, and that's something that happens all the time. So, I'm gonna call it, and once again, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, let me know if you want to see more. Other than that, we'll catch you all later. That's it.